Well, listen, as we start episode 316, Austin 316.
Hell yeah.
Okay, let's just keep that straight.
Oh
Jeff
hell
should be
yeah!
here, by the way.
This one.
He
Jeff
should
should be
be.
here for this one.
It's
Yeah.
true. If I had
I should
another
have told him.
mic, I would claim
Yeah,
in front
to
of
his
my whole
credit, he
setup
didn't
with this
know it
stuff.
was 360. I should have made a point of texting him and been like, dude, this is
Yeah.
316. You have
at
to
least
be
came
here.
on
That's
to
on me.
I could go
sign
grab a couple of
Vince McMahon
sodas
and
and
then leave, you know.
smash
And
them
just smash them
and then pour
together
them.
in your office,
Yeah,
just
pour them
ruin your stuff
right
thing.
all over everything. Yeah.
Good idea.
Super sticky everywhere. Like
Really good idea. But as we dive into this episode, just to kind of pull behind the curtain a little bit, pull back the curtain a little bit. What I usually do is I usually jot down the thoughts early in the week of what we'll talk about. Maybe like look through some lists of releases coming out that week. I'll jot those down. I usually have no idea what those games are. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll see them on a Steam listing or something, or I'll remember them. But I would say 70-80% of the time, I don't know what this game is. I'm just writing down titles. And sometimes I'll look at the thumbnail and be like, that looks cool. Let's throw that one in there. So a lot of times it's not until this weekend when I start throwing together some YouTube videos, which we'll bring up. We'll bring up trailers and review videos to kind of look at some of these games. That's when I'm like, oh yeah, that's what this game is. That's cool. Or I'm just as surprised as you guys sometimes. It just depends. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like that. So yeah, that's usually how it works. That's why I like doing this. To me, like this whole quick hits thing became a way of us kind of, and sometimes it's annoying because we don't have enough money to do this, but it's just a fun way to add new stuff to your wish list, or maybe even to your shopping cart
Two
that you
games
normally
a week
wouldn't have.
now. I'm on the podcast.
I do the same thing.
And like our own podcast.
Tim secretly works for
Steam.
Steam.
Stuff the wish list. You know, I'm here.
That's right. My name is Tim Newell, and yep, that's me.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how things normally work. But we are right at the end of the first quarter of 2026. It's crazy how quickly things fly by, both in terms of work. You know, talking to my kids about school, they're already thinking about summer plans and camps and stuff because we're in that final like month and a half ish stretch of school. So there's a good amount left, but it's weird. Like we're starting to pivot, and our Colorado weather has felt like summer for most of the winter. So it's just been weird, man. It's just been a weird time. So, but time is definitely flying. We got some amazing games that are going to hit in 2026. But I got to tell you, I'm already thrilled with the stuff that's released already this year. I've got a couple that are just skyrocketed to the top of my list. We already talked a lot about Resident Evil Requiem. I've still considered, like, do I do another playthrough of that? I thought about it, but right now I'm just letting my one playthrough experience just kind of sit and just kind of marinate. I'm just going to sit with that. And I really enjoyed it. But guys, this other game that came out, this little gem that the
indie
journalists out there, this indie gem that the journalists out there couldn't, I swear, I'm just going to put it out there. I think they couldn't wait to give this a 6. I just think they really wanted to be like, I'm the one who gave it a 6. It just felt that way because I have seen so many pieces of content, whether it's like something written or video or a YouTube short, whatever, of people saying like, now that I've played it more, this game kind of slaps. So Crimson Desert was very divisive, I think, for a lot of people for the first several hours. We talked about this last week, Kyle, where like it can take a minute to get into it. I don't blame people for returning it and getting their money back if it really doesn't click with them. Like, I get it. I don't usually like it when we tell people, don't worry, the game gets good at X number of hours. Like, that's not a fun thing to have to say.
After
but it
you
is
give
so
coin to
freaking true in
beggars
this game.
and after you, you know, like talk to ladies and like, it's just like, it's after you arm wrestle somebody, like the opening objectives are so bad in that game. Like,
yeah,
just
absolutely. Absolutely. And it's very, very worth it. The game opens up in ways that are just absolutely incredible. It truly becomes one of those Skyrim, Breath of the Wild, Red Dead Redemption 2 type experiences where, yeah, there's a main story, and all of those vary in the quality of the main story. I'm not saying they're all on equal ground. Some of them have better main stories than others. I think Crimson Desert's main story, from what I've played so far, I think you guys are farther than me, at least Kyle is. I don't think it's that compelling. It's not bad either. People have said the story's trash. I don't think it's bad. But it's simple. And I think a game.
I don't think it's very present. You know, it's
yeah.
I was doing a lot of stuff. I was doing a lot of stuff today where I was like, what are we doing here? Like, what's going on? Like, I still don't know what the Abyss is, but we're looking into it. You know, so I don't know. But like, I don't know. I also don't care. And I'm like, me and Dan are like big story guys. We can commiserate on that a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so like I'll play a bad game for a good story. And right now I'm playing a great game for a bad story. or you know,
Yeah.
whatever story, and like I'm okay with it. And usually it's a
Right.
usually it's a docking for me, but like the places I'm going to are cool. The moments are cool, and I don't care. Usually, like the story is just like where I am and how I'm doing it or whatever.
Yep.
And I think I'm just okay with that. I don't know. Like usually I'd be a little harder on something like this for a story that's kind of like half baked, like this one is.
Yep. I totally agree. And now, Dan, you've been playing it a bit. We talked about it a lot last week already. I'm curious, before we dive into like, you know, the things I'm seeing about how the game gets better and really gets good later on. What were your first impressions of it, and what's been your experience up, you know, since then?
Well, so I do think that with a game like this, of like just the amount of stuff that's in it, just this game is just overstuffed. It's just so overstuffed. So it's like, yeah, you got to give it a few hours. Like maybe necessarily, you know, a person might not be like, oh, you know, give it like 10, 15 hours. But it's like, but sometimes that is the case. Because it's just like there's just literally so goddamn much in this game that it's insane. It's literally insane. Like I don't even know how this game even exists, because it's like it's Breath of the Wild, but like high fidelity, and like the combat is actually like, you know, not to diss Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild, because it's not like the combat's bad, but the combat's like very fun and like just,
you watch it right now.
But it's more character. This is more character actiony, right? Than it is.
It is.
It's closer Breath of the Wild, or closer to for sure. But it's I was saying last week, kind of its own thing though, right? With like the holding down. I said it's kind of Final Fantasy 15. You know, like
a little MMO touches to it, but not entirely that either.
Yeah, I think an MMO
which makes sense because it was originally an MMO that then over time, as they were developing it, turned it into a single player game. So there's clearly like some DNA of that throughout it as well, which adds to the whole like beefiness of the game, right? Because MMOs are pretty beefy. There's a lot to do in them. There's just a lot going on.
Yeah,
I agree.
So that makes sense.
Well,
but yeah, I totally get.
I think all mechanics aren't meant to be, you know, like appreciated by everybody also. So it's like I think like when you go to an MMO, like sometimes you're a cook, and like that's all you do. So you don't think about crafting because like your job is cook. You know what I mean?
Or you're a white mage.
That's so true.
And you don't do melee.
If you come at this game and not like be like, you know what? I'm just not going to steal wagons. I don't care about that. That's okay. You should just look at some mechanics and go, not for me. So I think for a lot of people who are overwhelmed, like maybe have a little, you know, talk with yourself to be like, it's okay if I don't interact with every little thing in this game, and I just interact with like what I'm enjoying and what I stumble upon and stuff like that. So I think the more organic you make it, the better.
I can't possibly imagine literally learning all of the stuff and being like, I'm doing all of the like that just seems impossible to me. I can't remember.
Yeah, 100%ing this feels like it'd be awful, right?
I'm
like 100%ing this game feels like it'd be
awful. I'm 60 hours in and I'm just now picking flowers for the first time. I'm like, oh, I guess I gotta make this thing. You know what I mean? So like, you don't have to do everything, guys. Like, it's okay. Like, you don't want to like lumber. Like, don't.
Sure. Yeah,
but it's good for crafting, so maybe do
but you can, and you can do some pretty intricate like that's the thing. This game is just like there's literally not enough time in the day to talk about this game. Like I'm not even being sarcastic. Like it's just there's literally just so much shit going on. There's too many things. There's just so many things, and like this is why I think people kind of, and I mean, Kyle, I know you and I like we love Elder Scrolls and like we love Skyrim, jank and all, and like there's definitely things to take away that we enjoy from it. But like this is what that should be, right? Like,
yeah, I think this is. I
like
honestly
Todd Howard needs to learn a thing or two.
I wasn't ready to say it last week, but this week I'm like, this is absolutely the next evolution of like open worlds and like what people. It really is like in terms of just like
better than Skyrim. You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
I didn't say that. Whoa.
You did. That's what you said.
You know what?
I think Elden Ring helped ushered in this as well. You know, like where it's just like the explorability and like the leave no stone unturned, go and see what's in that crevice. You know, yada yada. I feel like we're in a new era that's helped by a lot of these newer age games. You know, Breath of the Wild and on, where we're just like the open world games are just different now, and you have to kind of like pay attention to, especially this game.
Yeah, you have to evolve.
Lessons.
You have to evolve.
Like it's gonna be nuts if Elder Scrolls 6 comes out and it's just Skyrim 2. Like, and they don't take any lessons from this game. I'll play it.
Well, there's been so many open world games that have come out and that have revolutionized things since Skyrim. Think of all the games that are open world. That have come out since, was that 2011 for that game?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like 15 years old.
Yeah, so they better be coming out with some. I mean, maybe that's why it's taken so long. They're like, we shouldn't have announced this because we keep going back to the drawing board every time a great game comes out.
Yeah, right.
Todd Howard likes to just make it work. All right.
I like it. I also really like, not to go on a tangent about Elder Scrolls, but it's like we have to do Elder Scrolls next, but Fallout's the thing that's really hot right now, but we have to wait to make that. I'm sure they're just like, oh, we picked the wrong order.
Sure. I mean, they're big enough.
Certainly.
I feel like they could, like, kind of.
Well, you were saying like it's hard to pick what you want to do and stuff like that. What are you interacting with the most, Dan? In terms of this game?
What are you doing with your time?
So
main quest or side stuff.
What I love about this game that reminds me of things like how I was saying in the chat, like of your Elder Scrolls and your Fallouts, and I mean even Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, just going off in a direction and just being like, what the hell am I going to see? Like what shiny sort of thing over there is interesting. I'm going to go over there. But then also the combination of that, like the natural discoverability, but like the internet just like blowing up and being like, oh, like I found this thing. Like, here, you want to know how to find this thing? And I'm like, yeah, I do. I definitely want to know how to find this thing because it looks
big into
sick.
The communal part of this game. It's reached like a fever pitch where everyone's like, look at this armor, look at this thing, look at this corner I found.
People jumping in late are going to have just a treasure trove of guides and content
I feel
and
like that's the overwhelming part. I feel like we got the not overwhelming part. We're day one. We got to just kind of walk in any. We didn't have any like.
Yeah, just kind of happening.
Goals, like things were just happening.
You know those videos where it's like 10 things I wish I knew before I started. There's a bunch of those. I've watched a few of them. They're all different things. Like I'm like, there's too many things. There's too many things to know before you start.
Literally, no, there literally is too many things.
I woke up and had a plan yesterday and then found out about this helmet that shoots laser beams out of it. And I was like, okay, well, screw all of my plans. I still haven't gotten that helmet. I canceled all my plans to start this helmet chase, and I still haven't gotten this helmet just because I'm like, oh, did
you find the sword, the big two-handed sword that's that's sitting in a skull?
Yes. I went to the very north region. There's like a giant fossil of like a giant ogre or something, and like a sword is embedded in its skull, and I pulled that thing out. And this thing, and I've gotten a couple of these swords now, it like shoots AoEs out of it. So like you see the sword and like
these orbs.
I got into this really cool fight with this like crow guy, which is part of the story. The very first time I saw the game, this is pre-second patch, chug. It just like the game could not keep up with what was going on in that fight. It was good for me because I was able to just like cheese this guy like pretty good.
Sure.
But
so it worked out in your favor.
But I got a really good sword out of that, and it like shoots crows out everywhere whenever I swing it. And I'm like, man,
what?
I'm like, this game is slowly becoming not a game where you're swinging your sword. Like it's like, I know there's like way more magic in it later. Like that's why everyone keeps on saying like you need to push through the story. Like there's way more mechanics that are locked behind the story, and I'm just like I don't wanna. Like quit telling me how to play this game. And I'll penetrate the story just a little bit.
I still use the sword that first boss gives you that throws like the little waves along the ground, like the little like tremors that go across the ground. It's pretty solid early game sword too. So I still use that
if I'm not using that still, I've taken that like thing off and put it on something else. That particular, which I will say I've gotten really like into like I don't want to say that's crafting, but like the gear shifting or putting gears into different
like the slots that you can unlock on each weapon.
It's not materia kind of materia, you know. Not level upable materia. And that's been really cool because like I've been finding a lot of really good weapons and then figuring out what I've got to like slot into those and making some like just devastating attacking weapons. And I've been really enjoying that. And then like I saw like you could build your character to just be like a melee guy, so everyone's just like running around,
just
doing all like the cool melee moves and stuff like that. People are like, "Why are y'all sword hunting?" You know, he's just RKOing people everywhere. You know,
just be a monk.
When you got two weapons right here.
Yeah, and you can like level up your gauntlets to like be more powerful and stuff like that. So it's like, that's super cool.
And I would assume you can imbue them with stuff,
I will say, if you want to say something that's wrong with this game, all this stuff can take a hike. All the stuff that was just on screen a second ago. When it turns into a platformer, and like
the platforming, guys, is not good.
This game is really bad in terms of like weightiness and jumping and stuff like that. It's doable. I'm not saying it's impossible. It's just like every time I get there, I'm just like, nah, I have to do one of these again. All right.
So the sky areas, because I actually just spent a good couple hours today up there, which is the largest chunk of time I've spent up there.
When you're doing the jumping, I don't mind the puzzle solving. I actually think some of the puzzles have been a little clever. I'm like, all right, I don't mind that. But the actual platforming parts, even the climbing, sometimes I'm like, I'm glad you can do it, but I could do without it. I don't need it.
Like you get into like there's some temples where it's like there's traps everywhere and stuff like that. I'm like, now you need me to be nimble while I platform. I have to jump to these like pillars while like things are swinging back from. I'm just like, I don't. What game do you think you are right now? See, that's the one time, like that's some of the times where I'm feeling the game. I'm like, this is too much. Like you didn't need to add platforming also. You can't have everything.
The bite was a little too big. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Dan. My one gripe with the platforming is what was I gonna say? Oh, do you guys have the double jump unlocked?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Tim looks unsure. Okay, you can double jump.
Yeah.
The double jump.
Just using the palm. Just using the palm thing. That's all I do. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So the double jump is supposed to be like you hit square to jump, and then you like press square again to double jump. But the gliding is also square.
Yep.
So it doesn't say in the description to hold square, even though gliding, I feel like it should be like you hold square, right? So like mechanically, they should have set it up where when you're gliding, hold square, you glide. The double jump is you double tap square to double jump. But what happens is sometimes I'm trying to double jump and I start gliding instead. So it's like it's kind of dumb.
That's what happens when you have weird buttons sharing each other. You know what I mean? Like it's
so many buttons.
When your controller has 16 buttons and your game has 1,000 prompts, there's going to be some triple, quadruple duty on some of these.
Now I'm playing it on.
That's a mess.
I'm playing on PC, but I do use a controller. Okay. I wonder as I get deeper into it, because I haven't played as much the last few days as I'd like to, but I wonder if at some point I will play some mouse and keyboard as I'm exploring.
I've heard
maybe for combat.
Say this game is almost incomprehensible on like a
mouse and keyboard.
But
yeah, like, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sure some people are figuring it out, so I wouldn't let that stop you.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, that's like my only gripe with the platforming. I don't find it too bad because it reminds me of Dragon's Dogma, and it has that weird sort of weightiness thing to it where it's like there's an inertia to the way you move. So I'm used to it. But yeah, it's not perfect by any means.
But also in Dragon's Dogma, it wouldn't just stop and become a puzzle platformer either. Like it knew better. Sure. I'm not saying there wasn't any, but like it knew better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say another thing that I was really having a hard time with is just like, man, I'm putting a lot of points into stamina and I can't glide worth crap. And then this last patch just doubled everybody's glide. So like the second I was complained about, I'm telling you, like 2 hours later, that patch came out, and I was like, oh, okay. Well,
they've done a great job.
Which, by the way, it's such a cool mechanic, and it looks so cool, but how quickly it depleted was like really disappointing to me. I was like,
what's the point? Yeah, it's doubled. So whatever it's at, it's doubled now, and it'll keep double. As you put more points.
So it just depletes it slower. Is that the idea? Is that
it depletes it slower now? Yeah, you get twice as far. Yeah.
Nice.
Which is helpful with the downward palm thing to kind of bounce yourself up and then glide forward, which is a sick thing to do.
I like the downward palm. I've been doing a lot of like pushing off a wall that I'm climbing, and then double or triple shooting up into the air, and then like gliding over whenever there's like obstructions above me. I was just like, look at me figuring stuff
or using
out.
The grapple, which I didn't realize if I shot it at a cliff and then I just double jumped and then you just push yourself. It like propels
you Spider-Man style.
Where you just,
a little Spider-Man action. Yeah.
So,
well, and it seemed like
this game is insane.
And like the devs are on such a level of listening. Like people were like, I want these like temporary mounts, like the lion and the wolf and all these other things to be like permanent. And they're like, we're gonna do that. And then some people were like, well, what about like the polar bear and stuff like that? I already killed that thing, and now I won't be able to tame it or whatever. Guess what was waiting for you whenever you patched the game, despite if you killed these things or not. The mounts in your thing. So it's just like they're not just fixing things, they're also playing 3D or 4D chess or whatever, and they're thinking 3 steps ahead of you. And like every complaint that's as layers deep as can be, that they've thought about it. And like I just hats off to them. I'm really sorry for those 100-hour work weeks. I'm sure they're all working over there to make these patches happen. I can't even imagine how much they're working.
I'd imagine it's a pretty large team. Again, especially since they have Black Desert, which is an MMO. So I would assume
It's
that
just
they're
yeah,
just
they're operating on
fairly
a
large.
level, I imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Amount
sure.
wise, so. But like they're really killing it with all these updates. Like people were just like, I don't like where the chest is after you upgrade like your base to a certain level, which I just finished upgrading mine completely. So like I'm completely done with all
Mm.
that. It is.
Oh
I
wow.
have like a
Okay.
little city, pretty much, a little
That's
I
awesome.
got dye
All right.
traders and all sorts of stuff, and it's very, very, very cool. I spent all my time doing that. And yeah, I just love that that was an avenue that I could stick to too. Is just hanging out and making
Yes.
my camp and stuff like that. I love this game. I'm like shocked how much I love it, and I just wish
Yeah.
I cared a little more about what's going on in the story. Again, like I'll be somewhere, and I'm like, I don't get why I'm here.
Oh,
But this
that's
place
what I
is
wanted
cool
to
though.
say.
Like, have y'all gotten to the Reed Devil yet? Have y'all gotten to that boss fight?
No, I honestly haven't. I don't think I've even done a boss fight yet. That's how much
Wow.
I'm just wandering and kind of doing stuff.
Oh, really? Not even
I
like
don't
the
think
first
so.
one, which
There's
is
boss is out there. Like
Well,
in
there's the guy
the
in
first
town.
one is
There's
what
the dude that you
there's
fight in
the
town.
no, there's a dude that's kind of like a mini boss. Then there's a boss fight,
Yeah.
sort of in like a makeshift mini fort, sort of. Anyway, that's like the step to complete in order to get
Gold
your
Leaf.
base started, like your initial base
Yeah.
started right after that.
Okay. Because I do have that, so I must have done that, and I'm just not remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the
yeah.
first.
Because
Like,
I'm up on
real,
that. I'm up on that cliff. So
Yeah, that's your
Yep.
base.
town.
Yeah, you had to fight
Yeah.
that boss to do that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the little goblin dude, right? That's
He's
what it was.
he's a fast little guy. Yeah.
He was annoying, but
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
the Reed Devil, it was the
fine.
first official like skill check in the game, and I beat it before the patch, before the first patch even, before like the nerf came in. And when I say I whooped this guy first try, I'm not trying to say it in a gloaty way, but I also
go
am,
ahead, say it.
because I
Yeah,
never get
yeah.
to do this. It was a cakewalk. So now everyone's like, "Oh, I'm glad he got nerfed," and they're still having hard time with him. I'm like, what's going on here?
I didn't know he was difficult
Why
because
am
I
I
had
so
that sword
good?
that shoots the orbs. So I was like,
Well, this
all
is
right.
this is not that boss. This is the Reed Devil that I'm talking about. So like this
Okay.
this is like a different one that everyone was having problems with that they specifically nerfed. This is one of the better. So that's what I wanted to bring up. It may not have a lot of story or whatever, but like there are moments where you're like, okay, so I know I have to fight this Reed Devil guy, and it's very Ghost of Yotei, where it's just like the whole area that you're running through to get to him is just like ambiance and cool stuff, and he jumps out, materializes. You have like a short boss fight while you're like trying to run up to like this mountain pass where like this reed field is, and then all of his buddies are jumping you all the way up there too, and it's just this like battle all the way up this mountain. It's just like really cool, but there's no that's the story to me, you know what I mean? Like I'm going up this mountain and I'm getting jumped by these like demons, and I'm trying to kill them as best as I can. It really is enough for me. Like it, but this game would be unstoppable if it had like a Witcher 3 story. Like we'd be having conversations about this being like one of the greatest games
of all time.
But that's why like the CEO or whoever it was, it was like, hey, like listen, the story isn't like we're sorry, like it's not like amazing, but like it's because we were working on all of the other stuff to make it amazing. And to be honest, I think that's fine because like with open world games and especially of this magnitude, I almost feel like if they did have a Witcher story, like would that take away, like would people be too focused? Because that's what happens with me with open world games. I get so focused on one thing or the other. If I start the story bits and then like I just go out 50-60 hours wandering, then I go back to story. I'm like, what the hell? Like, who is that person? Like, what's going on? So like, I think just the vehicle of like what happens in the beginning of this game and like that's enough. I think of like an emotional like, oh, like that thing happened. It's like, oh shit, that's terrible. But then like you rebuild. And I think that's just enough. I think the framework of that is just enough of like what this game is. Like,
I like
now just go out in an adventure
together. Like again, like I don't know anybody's name. I couldn't tell you a single one of my like gray hair guys' name. But I don't care. I just care that like the character is my built out camp that is like a city now. That's my.
Now, do either of you switch to the other controllable characters, or do you stick with Cliff?
Haven't done it one time. Not a single time.
No. I've done it once. I did it once right when that that first person pops up. And actually pretty sick. Her
I heard she
some cool fighting moves.
Well,
yeah, she's got some really sick fighting moves. But I mean, to me, it's like this is Cliff's like story. This is his, so I switched
Yeah.
back pretty quick, but yeah.
Yeah.
She's pretty cool though.
Yeah, for sure. And you can have them follow you and help with stuff too, from what I've gathered. Like I had to disband.
I did not know
I
that.
accidentally like had her following me. I was like, "Why? Leave me alone!" And then I realized that I had like apparently I had triggered some kind of a prompt for her to join me.
Nice.
So I'm like, "Oh." So I don't know. I've never actually tried to do much exploring or boss
And
fighting
you
with
can
them. I don't
heal
know if
them
it
with
works.
your like
That,
palm like strike too. So if they're out with you and
yeah,
they're hurting,
yeah, the palm strike has a
yeah.
healing buff. You
That
can
makes
unlock.
sense.
one of the new mounts, like the White Wolf or whatever, like if it'll fight
That's the one I'm
alongside
looking
of
for
you.
right now.
I know,
Yeah.
that's
I was
I'm
looking
trying
for
to get
that
that
White
mission
Wolf.
to pop. I don't know how to get it to pop though. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, guys,
do
this
it.
is an interesting case too, where I think we talked about this last week, some Kyle, where reviewers who this is their job, and this is me trying to have as much empathy as I can with the position
Yeah.
they're in. It's their job. They have limited time. They got to get it out by the time embargo lifts because everyone's going to be checking review scores, and you don't want to be irrelevant by being a day or two late. You know, so you've got a time crunch. You've got a limited amount of time to get it done. You want to experience everything that you can. The opening of the game, if you're trying to go quickly, can be frustrating because it takes a while to get into what we're talking about here with all the open world exciting stuff. So I could see someone kind of being frustrated from the jump and having trouble shaking that feeling, even if the game introduces cool stuff as you go. You're just kind of like annoyed from the. So I kind of get that, but then users are just being much more forgiving. So I'm looking at Metacritic, and the right now the average is 78 on the PC version for Crimson Desert. And it's 8.7 for user score. We're talking about almost 10,000 reviews.
8.7. That's insane.
For user score.
Yeah.
And they're I mean, guys, users are pretty rough on game
They're
reviews.
pretty rough, dude. Yeah.
I feel like it's usually one all the way or the other. Like it flip flops. I feel like if one score is like kind of pretty high, like the other one's just like their arms all
it's
crossed.
always in disparity.
Yeah.
One more last thing about kind of like the story of the game or whatever, but I think it kind of borrows some lessons from like Elden Ring and Dark Souls and stuff like that in terms of like if you just put a cool enough looking thing in front of someone and ask you to kill them, that's sometimes enough. And there's a lot of that because y'all guys haven't fought a lot of bosses. I fought maybe close to 24 by now. A lot. Quite a bit of bosses. I'm in a boss rush mode right now. I'm just going around hunting them down, murdering them. And they're all very cool. Like they're very cool looking, and that's enough. I'm just like, oh yeah, I want to kill this guy in a trench coat. Yeah, I want to kill this big monster. Yeah, oh, this is cool. Like that's enough. You know, I think that there's enough like excitement from that. Like, okay, what am I gonna fight next? And the duels against like regular people who are in cool armor are just as cool as the duels against like giant monsters. They just do a really good job of making everything feel good. And man, the last thing I did was. This is why I'm picking flowers now because I just had like 2 hours of a nonstop mission. It was a castle siege and a battle, like a battlefield leading up to a castle siege, and you have to like move your banners forward by like putting your banners up and pushing your offensive line forward and stuff like that. Running supplies between supply points and everything like that on horseback, while like fighting big bosses and elites, while pushing the line all the way up to like the castle and then sieging the castle and having a giant like boss fight. And I did all, and it took like 2 hours, like nonstop. Like it was a never-ending mission.
That sounds so cool.
And it was so awesome. And I have no idea why I was doing it. I'm just like, all right,
You're doing it for the Grey Mains.
Like, they're
bad. You're doing it for the Grey Mains.
With them. Yeah, you're not
Grey Mains.
even doing it for the Grey Mains. You're doing it for like the first city, the king there or whatever.
Sure.
Like,
for the city.
Yeah, we're doing it for the guys that I don't even go to that city anymore. I have my own hobo city with tents.
I don't even go there anymore.
But I loved it. I loved every second of it. Not one moment did I care who this guy was or what I was doing here.
I do feel like that's common
like,
though. Like what you just said about 2 hours. Like because I don't know. Have you been to that further north of like Frost? There's like a Frost Tower.
I did go up to that thing.
Yeah, because I went all the way up there and I was stopping at some places here and there, and like to be like literally real time, like 2 hours.
Yeah,
just going up there to find a couple of very specific things.
It took me 5 or 6 hours just to get a whole set of armor.
Because
it took me way out west and way up north and way down south. Like it was in there in every. It took me a long time. Yeah, and it was interesting the entire time. Like everywhere I was going felt like an adventure. I say this word a lot, but Elden Ring kind of like cemented this. But like man, we've been playing a lot of flat games our entire like existence, and like Elden Ring exists
sure.
like it didn't create the idea, but like they really locked in the idea of like topography, real life, the way that like cascading and falling and rising like land masses kind of work and stuff like that. I think this game really does that just as well. You know, I think it's really took a lot of lessons from Elden Ring in that regard, and I just love it. I mean, there are things, there are like little like some of these caves I had to go into to get some of these armor pieces, and I'm like, there's no way anybody would ever know where this is. How anybody found this the first time? Like it had to be a dev. Like a dev had to leak it online. Like there's no way I believe anybody.
I do wonder how some of these people find these things. I'm like, I don't even like. I literally spent like 15 minutes looking for this one like what was it? It was part of an armor set, but there was like a door. It was like in a cave and on a cave wall, and there was like these spiked things coming out of the ground to block it. And I was literally just 15 minutes like looking around, like where the hell I had to pull up a video to be like, where is the very specific spot that that I'm missing? And I was literally like 2 seconds away from it. I just had, like in that moment, not looking the right way. But like, I don't know, dude. I don't understand how.
But a game like this, no shame in looking up help for stuff like that. Like,
no,
there's too many things.
You need to get in a Facebook group if you're on social media or on Instagram or something like that of just like this game, and it's just people like sharing. Look at this new armor I found, because that's like how you figure out some of the secrets of this game. And back to Tim's point about like this is not a great game to review. Imagine being a reviewer and not finding all this cool armor and all, like, because you're like rushing through the
Most of them didn't.
Maybe you're doing a little exploring and stuff like that, but I bet you're not finding all these. Like these armors aren't on the main path; they're off the beaten path in places that no one on Earth would ever know where they were. So like and those reviewers are missing out on half the fun, because again, like if you can get a helmet that can shoot lasers out of it, what are we doing? You know, you get on your dragon mount and put that bad boy on, and like it's over, right? Like it's
it's true. I mean, this game had a launch day patch, and then it had a couple days later, and then just now had another one. The amount of improvements they've made since people had to review copies is crazy. So it's a good example sometimes of when an early review isn't always actually great for a game. Because I do wonder how it would review. A lot of the negative things they brought up have been addressed. So now I'm like, well, now what would you score it? Because you docked like an entire point or something for that.
I know like people are like against amendments or whatever, but we do live in a world and have for a long time now where updates fix games. So it's like, maybe you should be able to amend reviews. You know,
like the game they reviewed was only that game for like 5 days. So now give us a review, because now forever and ever it's this game. So give us a more evergreen review, please.
Yeah.
So there is something to that, I think. You don't have to lock in your score and leave it. Maybe there is something there on their side. They have to for some reason. Or they think they have to, but
IGN, I think.
And by the way, it's the same if a game gets worse. By the way, you could do like a 7 for a multiplayer game that's going to come out, and then it turns out like the way they handle things or whatever, it kind of sucks, and so then the multiplayer experience is awful. So you could drop the score. I think that's fair as well. Like if you've got on the flip side of that, something actually gets worse, which is probably less common, but it's possible, I suppose. So anyway, yeah, man, Crimson Desert is something special. What a really cool game to kick off this first quarter of the year. We got a couple of absolute bangers already in 2026. There's another one that's out that pretty sure Kyle's played a little bit. I mean, all of us were talking about the style of this game, this kind of racing meets anime game called Screamer. Kyle, you got this game, right? Tell me about it.
Yeah, this one's fun. I saw a bunch of reviews saying this is one of the best arcade racers, of modern day out there or whatever. And I'm glad they're showing off like Mario Kart and stuff like that, because there is a lot of like baked in Mario Kart or like Blur or Split Second, PS, the Xbox 360 era kind of like racing games, so like that we just don't get anymore.
Good. Look at these visuals.
Yeah, there's it's kind of like Need for Speed Unbound a little bit, but a little it's kind of got like an anime with like kind of realistic graphics, but like there's a nice blend and mix going on here. And it's very sci-fi, cyberpunky, like all the levels and cars and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this is a really involved racing game. Like you need to shift, manually to like get like your correct boost and stuff like that. You have to create boost and use it create entropy, and entropy allows you to use like your weapons gauge. And every car has different defenses and offenses. Every car drives a little different, obviously, like any other racing game. It's a twin stick driver, so I don't know if y'all ever played Inertial D, but like it is I don't know if they created it, but like it was like it pioneered this idea where the right stick did your drifting and the left stick did your steering. When you see them whipping out, that term is a bad example, but when you see them whipping out like this right here, he's using the other, stick to like create like that kind of slide or whatever.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
So you're not just doing like a Mario Kart style hop and hold the button, like you actually are using
No,
the
yeah,
stick
you're
to do
really
that.
you're delicately like caressing that joystick or whatever to drift properly. It's fun,
Your wording
man.
choice
There's a
tonight
whole
is on point. Yeah.
there's a
This is a
whole
sexy racer.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah, it
whole
is.
story, like like that's its
Yeah.
big thing. It's like we're an anime, like we're a racing anime,
Mhm.
and like some people are in this tournament to win the $100 billion, and some people are in it to like kill somebody to get revenge, but like it's legal to kill somebody, not legal, but like it'll look like an accident if you do it during the race or whatever. Other
Yeah.
people are like astronauts and they're just in the driving to like for the thrill of it because they can't be on missions anymore or whatever. Like there's a lot going on with a lot of characters. Here's a good example of like here's a game with a lot of story that I don't know if I don't care about it. I'm not very far, but I'm also like I don't care about any of this. It's kind of fun that there's a reason why you're there and there's stakes of like why I'm racing this particular race and what I'm doing here and stuff like that. But like
it's animation shenanigans.
there's a lot of like almost visual novel-esque moments where I'm like, man, they've been talking for like 20 minutes. Like, oh, like what's going on here, And like I don't, so again, going back to Crimson Dawn, just because the story's there doesn't mean it's good either, So
what's interesting is I'm watching the gameplay footage here. We got it pulled up if you were just listening. The racing to me doesn't even a little bit. I mean, maybe the Tokyo track sort of, but none of this matches at all with what I saw with the anime characters. Like it doesn't even look like it belongs in the same game at all.
Right.
But it seems like it might be. Is it a cool blend? Does it work, or does it
It does
is it a
work,
little bit
yeah.
jarring?
It's very cool. It does blend. When it does go from like what you're seeing here to like what you're doing in races. Yes, there's a little bit of a this very. It's kind of like that's
so
kind of
different.
racing game. Like racing animes, they oftentimes will like switch to CGI graphics, for like the races
For the
and
racing,
like hand drawn, for like the people moments. So it's like there might be a little hidden homage there. Maybe I'm giving it too much credit to. These are just the Hot Wheels team, the people who did like the Hot Wheels track Unleashed or whatever. Great games, they're fun, but like this is a big swing for them. Like, and this is not just a racing game again. Like, and this is not just like hitting a button to like do attacks. It's a very involved system. People are calling it like the Street Fighter 4 of racing games because like there is kind of like a fighting game-esque mechanic to the racing as well, very weird button prompts and defenses and offenses and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on in this game. I was very shocked about how you couldn't just jump directly into a race. Like you would have to like do a tutorial and stuff like that to learn everything. But I'm enjoying it.
Dude, I'm in on this one. I'm totally in on it. I don't want to spend 60 on it, so it's definitely either like a Game Pass or a sale for me. But it does look really intriguing, and the reviews on it are solid. It's kind of averaging, kind of similar to Crimson Desert from scorers, at least from the outlets, where it's getting the high 7s out of 10, like just under 8 out of 10 from most. So, I mean, yeah, I'm in, man. This looks fun to me. I think it's a cool. It's a unique thing you don't really see very often. It's not something you see every year.
For anime racers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what about? Are you guys also here for some retro video store sim action?
Nostalgia?
What about that?
Yeah.
What about retro rewind? So this came out last week, and I didn't talk about it yet I'm already almost 100% on this game. I just have to go back through and make some more money to finish opening up the extra.
Not a Tamagotchi right there? Oh my god. Jeez.
So this is so 90s coded, literally late 80s, early 90s, but mostly 90s coded. All the movies that come out, they're not real, but all of the main new releases are clearly referencing a real life movie. Everything from Terminator to Die Hard to Rain Man, Home Alone. Like, so they have all these different genres, and so there's going to be a mega popular release that'll come out. You want to buy a bunch of copies of that, put posters of it in your store, make sure you can have as many, because that one costs the most. That the new release costs more, and they're in higher demand.
Mhm.
So you want to have a nice featured shelf at the front that's got your new releases. Then you can have your bargain bin right here, the movie deals where you can sell off extra copies when people stop renting them. So it's got all those kind of pieces that you'd want in a game like this. And you organize it by genre. Over time, you unlock genre. There's a pretty basic set of snacks and drinks you can sell. You get these little fridges or shelves, and you put those up for extra money. But I mean, you can decorate. You can make everything look real festive, or a certain color scheme, or just wild and wacky. Pick different colors for everything. I mean, it's kind of what you would expect in a game like this. You can, of course, have an adult section if you want, even complete with like the saloon doors to go through.
Oh, nice.
I love this right here where
So-
like it throws a filter while you're editing
Yeah.
like things, like while you're kind of
Yeah.
like putting shelves up and stuff. It throws like a camcorder
Fucking
like
filth.
filter.
Yep.
Oh my
That's
god.
right. It
this
does. It
is
kind of
too
Wow. What's the one with the dinosaur on it? I want to know more.
I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
you
So
know.
these movies,
You-
most of them look like AI generated. They look really
Of course they
funny,
are.
and
Yeah.
the titles are hilarious,
Yeah.
and they're all over the place. And you can there's a system. There's a couple different systems in the back. There's a computer where you order movies, and most of them you're ordering out of a selection that's available that day. It changes every day. You can order a pack of random movies, anywhere from 5, 10 up to 20, and it'll either be in one genre or it'll be random, like, hey, whatever genre. You might get
Oh wow.
a bunch of different ones. Or twice a week, some shady guy shows up in the alley behind your store. He'll knock on your door at 9 p.m. and he has some kind of bootleg movies for sale that you can purchase. And most of those are going to be your adult movies, or maybe like a cheap
Yeah.
version of a popular one or something like that. So you can buy those and rent those out too. It's funny too because I did that, and then my employee asked for a raise and said, "I know you've been buying bootleg movies. I'll report you unless you give me a raise." And I was like,
Oh,
Maybe
you
raise.
gotta shut down. Wow.
Wow.
yeah. So
See, I love it was just showing
I
that
love
person on
this.
the screen. And I said this in our chat. Like, I like that this actually sticks out as far as aesthetically. It's more unique than a lot of these
It is.
sim games.
The
these
people are
store
so
sim
weird
games.
looking. Yeah,
Yeah, they
But
kind
it
of
has
have
its own
a little bit
style,
of that Schedule
you know?
One
it does have its own style.
face.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The face is kind
It's
of
not
Oh,
copy and paste
yeah.
because so many
Yeah.
of those games are just copy and paste the NPCs that walk in
Right.
and out of your store. You're like
Yeah,
these
they are.
all look the same, but this one has at least something unique going
Yep.
for it. So
It definitely looks
Yep.
a lot different. Even I like everything about this. This is awesome.
Yeah, you got to check these back
I
in.
did
Some of them
buy
come
it.
back broken.
You have to rewind them.
Yeah, you have to. Some of them you have to rewind. Most of them come
Yep.
back rewound,
Yep.
which is nice. But some of them
Oh, okay.
are rewound, or you have to put on a reserved shelf because someone's has called in and asked for one to be held.
Okay.
Sweet.
But apparently the plan is, I think they're going to add more genres, although there's a decent number of them so far. But they are planning on
Okay.
adding video games, which I'm pumped about. Like I want like
Ooh.
system
yes.
video games in the video store.
Dude.
Like, yeah,
I'm still
That'd
waiting
be
for
amazing.
something of this
Blockbuster.
caliber that's like a
Yeah.
video game store simulator. I don't know why there isn't
That's
one.
There
right.
there is one that's rated pretty
Is there?
positive on Steam right now. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get the name of
Okay.
it. And
Do you
share it
know
in
what
the
it's
chat.
called or?
I
Okay.
forget off the top of my head, but I have
Alright.
it. Of course, I have it wish listed because of course,
Of course.
This is very in my
Well,
in my.
I mean, I
realm.
already bought this one. I
Yeah.
only played the demo and
It's
like
so
literally
fun.
10 minutes
It's really
in, I was
fun.
like, I don't want to keep playing the demo. I'm just gonna buy this right now. Like,
Yeah,
Good.
it's fun. And by the way, the
Yeah.
demo does carry over. I tried the demo too, and then I fired up the game. I
okay.
deleted the demo,
Okay.
fired up the game, and my save was right there. I was like, oh, sweet.
Okay, nice.
So that was nice. But they are apparently going to add things like a repair bench because sometimes you get a movie back broken, and the only option right now is to throw it away, and you just lost that money. I guess like hopefully you got enough out of
Okay.
it before it
shake
died.
down the guy who broke it.
Yeah, I mean that'd be nice. So
Like,
apparently they're going to add a repair bench so you can go and like repair, which is kind of a cool thing to add. I don't know if that'll be a mini game or what that'll be. And then when they go to rent something else, if it was late or if it was broken, that's on their account now. Like you guys remember going up to the counter to
Yeah.
rent something, like, hey, you've got these late fees. And so you can either be kind of really hard nosed and be like, you have to pay, and they could get mad to the point where they just throw the movies they're about to rent on the floor and march out and never come back. Or they'll pay it. Sometimes they'll be like, you're right, that was my bad. Like sometimes they're really passive, and sometimes it's somewhere in between. So it's up to you. Like the late fees are so cheap, I usually just let them slide on that if they seem really mad, because it'll give you a little hint. You can tell they'll be like, just to warn you, you better not make me pay this. And if you make them pay, they'll probably throw a fit and throw all your movies around and leave the store. So like, it's up to you. I mean, yeah, it's funny. It's good enough. And there's this little calendar. There's the events that happen, whether it's like Valentine's Day or Christmas or whatever, and then those movies will be in higher demand for that period of time. There's no way right now to like change prices. As far as I know, there's no ways to do that. You can't adjust. I mean, things cost what they cost.
That's kind of nice.
So that's
it feels like there's a lot going on in this game. So like, it's just you don't have to deal with an economy. That's all right, I think.
Yeah. So I think it's really fun. I think it's a good time. It's very silly. And by the way, if you're a person who hears about like the adult movie offerings and that bothers you, that's totally fair. I totally understand that. There's an option to completely like turn it off. Definitely like, because some of the titles are very hilarious but suggestive. So like, if you want, I don't know, if you want to be a little more family friendly, you come out to this guy.
How do I
and the ones that are purple, like,
look at this.
That's one of the adult ones. Flaming Hot Gambler.
All right, yeah.
It's a fireman and a gambler.
Selling it.
Yeah.
Look at the dude.
And then Soaking My Goldfish is the other one.
Soaking My Goldfish. That's some kind of. I don't understand it, but that's definitely a euphemism.
Yeah, that can't be good. I will say this: their choice to make the kid genre movies and adult genre movies a pretty similar shade of purple was not great, because like you can accidentally put them on the same shelf, and it's just really uncomfortable to do that. But anyway, whoopsies.
I love it.
But yeah, awesome. I think it's a really fun sim game. I like that it's a little simpler, like you said, Kyle. Sometimes it's okay to have something that doesn't make me micromanage every aspect of everything. Like when an employee asks for a raise, they ask for a certain amount. You can't negotiate back and forth and give them an amount. You just say yes or no. When you want a movie, you say yes or no. Like it's very straightforward. So I do recommend hiring someone who's got high checkout skills, because that to me starts to become the most tedious. Yeah,
in these games, never hire the cheap guy. You know what I mean?
No,
you get what you pay for.
They'll ruin everything.
Bad labor.
Yeah. The first guy I hired kept falling asleep. He'd walk to the middle of the store and then just fall asleep, and I had to keep waking him up. This is so frustrating. When
what a slasher.
Yeah, he would fall asleep. So anyway, super fun, silly sim game. And you guys, if you watch our show or listen to our show regularly, you know we like our dumb sim games from time to time. So that one is a recommend from me. Listen, a lot of them are slop. A lot of them are garbage. I agree. Like a lot of simulator games are just trash. But there are also a good number of them that are very fun and very worth taking a look. And I think this is one of them. And it's only in early access. They got a roadmap out there before it kind of goes into full release. So
nice.
But this, especially for our generation, our age range,
yeah,
it's pretty perfect. So
I agree. All right, guys. Also out this past week, it has been Death Stranding 2 on the beach is now out on PC. If you want to go play that, where God intended, on the PC. There you go. You can go play it there.
Sure, it looks incredible.
And by God, you mean Kojima.
I'm sure.
Obviously,
it might be the
what else
best
could I
looking
have
game
meant?
ever on a good PC. I'm sure.
No clue.
It has to be.
Yeah. So that is out on PC. All right. Also out this past week is on the I Dream of Indie Games channel. Let me jump ahead here. This is Starship Troopers Ultimate Bug War is out.
What?
Yeah.
It's like a Doom shooter?
I think it's a Starship Troopers game. I don't know if it's any
but
good.
It's like a boomer shooter. I call it a Doom shooter.
A boomer shooter. I think it is a boomer shooter. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that would make sense. The description of it.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah. All right.
Let me see what the actual description says.
Okay?
So it's $22. There's a demo out right now. It's on everything, I think. So there's a demo out. At least on Steam, there's a demo. It's currently, I think it's $25 normally.
Okay.
It has very positive Steam reviews.
Very positive.
And they call it a boomer shooter, FMV, sci-fi, single player. Looks like some
it's
live
got
action.
Full motion video with. Oh man, I'm in. I'm all in on this.
Get out of here!
Tonight. I think this is on Switch too as well.
Was that Casper Van Dien?
That was Casper.
Was that the guy from?
Dude, that was him. That was John
Get
Rico.
Out of here.
Was it?
He's crazy. Back again.
He's back again. Dude, that would be the slogan for this as a movie. He's back again.
Because he just did the promo for the Starship Troopers game from like a year ago or so that ended up not being very good.
That is crazy.
Yeah. The
All
Omega
right.
Man
Well, there you
himself.
go. Yeah. All right, so that is out. Let's see what else we've got. We've got, for you baseball fans out there, we've got MLB The Show 26 is out now on everything. So another version of that. We also have this game I played in early access called Dragonkin the Banished. I wasn't thrilled with the way that it felt. You know how combat in these games just needs to feel really good. Some people like it though. Like the reviews now that it's in 1.0 launch, people seem to be enjoying it. So maybe I'll give it another whirl. I just didn't think the demo of it was all that impressive. I thought the character felt really weightless and the way they moved around. But maybe with the number of enemies you're fighting, it's better that way. You know, because there are huge hordes of enemies that come at you in this game. So anyway, Dragonkin the Banished, an ARPG that is out now. If you want to give that a look, yeah, very Diablo-ish. If that's your thing. This next game is pretty unique, kind of weird. It's called The Coin Game. You guys heard of this one? So The Coin Game is a collection of ticket redemption arcades with realistic physics, carnival, goofy robots, open world design, global ranking system with silly prizes featuring over 50 modern inspired arcade machines and a pawn shop to keep money in your pocket. So it's made by a solo developer, but the idea is that you're wandering around trying to get tickets like you would at a carnival or something like that, playing these little games.
It's got like a whole outside to like run
there's
around,
a whole like world.
Yeah,
it's basically GTA 6, guys. It's basically GTA 6.
Yes.
Yeah. It won't surprise you. Yeah, this will hold over till GTA for sure. It won't surprise you to know that it is apparently currently being bundled with Arcade Paradise. So that makes sense to me.
Okay,
that checks out.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's called The Coin Game, and that is out now. It was I think apparently out in early access before, and now it's out. It's a full release. So yeah, interesting game there too. Okay. Next up, we've got the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which also has new content called Meetup in Bella Bell Park, which is available now on Switch 2. So
I don't think I saw that before. It got new flower. It got like a different flower power. That was pretty.
Yeah, I haven't actually looked into this very much. I loved Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and I just have not looked into the add-on stuff for Switch 2.
It was wonderful.
Yeah,
it was wonderful.
Yeah,
dude,
it really was.
It was. It really was. It was like charm coming out of every possible experience in this game. It was super fun, and you can see even with the graphics here, like it just pops off the screen. And so the Meetup in Bella Bell Park content does look fun, but yeah, it is out now on Switch 2.
But you can upgrade for like $20 if you already own it, so that's nice. The upgrade paths are still a thing. So
yeah, upgrade path is nice. It feels a little steep, but it's not horrible. I guess
$20. Yeah. I think they want you to feel good with the new content, but like, is that $20 worth of content?
It's a lot.
It felt steep. It felt steep on the Mario Party. I'll tell you that. Like with what you got for that, didn't feel good. You know.
Yeah. Nintendo definitely values their Mario.
Yeah, pay that Nintendo tax
for sure.
Yeah. Nintendo tax.
All right, now for something completely different. This game is called No Vacation for an Executioner.
Look at that thing.
What is
has some of the weirdest
kind of like Mad World
art.
Remember that from like the Wii?
It reminds me a lot of Mad World. Yes. Yeah, this is it's by the way, it's only like $11 right now. So they call it a retro PS2 style horror action RPG about a frustrated executioner in the late 17th century. He ran away from the gallows. It aroused a riot of monsters, and he had to clean up this cruel mess and find out the truth of this crazy world. So he is actually a frustrated executioner. That's hilarious. But yeah, the art style just looks wild in this one. And it's definitely like they're trying to give it this PS2 action game vibe.
See, this is going to be the next thing, right? Because we've gone through like these generations of like indie devs trying to do pixel like stuff.
Yeah, all the kids who grew up playing PS2 games will make games from the PS2 era. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. All right. Well, this next one is this action adventure that fuses shooting with exploration. This one's called Damon and Baby. Damon and Baby, not Demon. Damon, D-A-M.
System works.
Oh,
yeah, I'm already in. I'm not alone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's this isometric action RPG type game. There's some shooting mechanics too. You're some kind of a creature who's got this little sidekick on your shoulder, which is not so uncommon. You know, you've seen that in other games and stuff like that, but currently has not very many reviews, but they are positive, the ones that are out for it. It's telling me I would like it because I've liked mini shoot adventures and cleared hot. So apparently there's a strong shooting, kind of like shooter component to it.
Okay.
So
I like the
just
look
want to
of
see
it.
gameplay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
like
looks
the look
kind
of
of
it too.
interesting. Okay, you can upgrade. Oh, there you go. There's some shooting. Looks like some melee too. Though looks like a mix of platforming, shooting, and melee all together.
It's
Yeah.
almost kind of like the Hades perspective, that kind of angular top down, but moving around a 3D space and fighting stuff.
There's some twin stick shooting. Yeah. So Damon and Baby is out now. All right. Let's hit a couple more real quick before we get into some news. So Life is Strange Reunion is out now.
We're back.
I gotta tell you, when I played the first Life is Strange, I really loved it. It was one of my favorites that year. I thought it was an excellent story. It was not like, it was kind of like finally a Telltale style game that's doing it right, and it had some cool gameplay hooks as well. And I just haven't been. The only other Life is Strange I enjoyed was the True Colors one. I thought that one was actually a pretty good return, but the sequel didn't do it for me. Like, there was a lot that didn't really do it for me after that. With Life, the Life is Strange brand doesn't really do much for me. When I see like, oh cool, there's another one, I'm like, maybe. But what about you guys? Is that one that you're gonna try out, or are you kind of like me where
I never
really
played the sequel with Max in it, so I feel like I probably have to play that before playing this. And I heard that that game is not fun, so like,
that's what I heard too.
I don't know if I'll ever get to it, you know. And I haven't seen any reviews on this one either, so I really don't.
There's not very many. It's got an 84 average, but that's only after 7 reviews. So that's good, assuming that it kind of stays there.
You know, I just feel like the first game is like, you can't capture that again. You know, like I feel like it was a Twin Peaks homage, and it was you know, again, there were so many moving parts. You know, like it kind of came out around the time, like I think Stranger Things was popping too. So this whole idea of like young people going on supernatural adventures was kind of like in. I just don't think you can do that again. I don't know. I think I just, and especially now that you're like picking,
clearly having a hard time.
I think they are having a hard time. Yeah, maybe the Life is Color aside or whatever, but or whatever that one was called.
True Colors was a pretty good game, and it didn't try to repeat Life is Strange. It told us. That's what I always thought with these games. Like, if they had just done Life is Strange, the ending was kind of it depends on your perspective. I thought it was really good, even though it was heartbreaking. But I thought the ending kind of left things feeling a certain way, depending on what you chose. And maybe for some people it was a stupid choice. Totally get that too. But then it was like, hey, move on to other stories. Like, do that story. I think so too. Do that storytelling. Use that storytelling, those interesting visuals, the dialogue. Come up with a new creative gameplay hook, and just do something totally different. Forget about Life is Strange. Let that be its own thing. But to me, and I don't blame them for doing this, but they tried to keep building on this like it was an IP that everyone loved, and it was like, it's not so much the Life is Strange IP as it was
and that extends to this TV show that's coming out, and I'm just like, we don't need to do that, guys. I don't know.
I don't know.
You know,
yeah,
we're gonna really try and capture that game in a live action show. Like, I just don't think you can pull that off. You know, like it's just.
I mean, what made that game special was you making the choices along the way for that. Not so much that I mean, the story was good, but the choices you make shaping it is what made it feel special.
Yeah, sure. I guess if they picked some decisions that were like memorable, I don't know. I don't know how you do that. Would it have the same hit? You know, I don't know.
Well, let's end with something random and kind of different. So this is let me see if I can find the description here. Okay, and then I'll pull it up. This is a chaotic co-op driving game called Chained Wheels. Chaotic co-op driving game called Chained Wheels.
This is becoming a genre now.
It's a physics-based thing where you're both driving, trying to get from point A to point B, it looks like, across increasingly, I would imagine, difficult terrain. But you're literally chained together. It's physics-based. It's a $5 game. So
I can see myself screaming at my gaming friend right now. You go! Like,
This is legit becoming like a genre, and all because of Only Up. Because Only Up like was the first thing, right? And then like there's that game where you're chained to somebody else.
This is already funny, by the way.
It's Only Up, but chained to somebody else. And then there's another one that's 3 people. So now there's this one where you're chained, 2 cars are chained together. Like so.
Yeah. What's that other one? Like you're the disembodied, like you're the people with arms and you're helping each other like climb a mountain or whatever. Like there's this is in. Yeah, these like weird co-op games by indie developers are in. They're so in right now.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. I have a pretty ride or die co-op friend that we play a lot of these games.
I
It's just
feel
on
like it'd be
PC and
fun. Yeah, couch co-op or someone you're online with and can chat with. It could be fun and silly and it's only $5. So I thought I'd highlight that one just because it looked interesting. Called
Is
Chained
there
Wheels.
is there one more you can pull up that I think this would be in both of y'all's wheelhouses, even though y'all didn't play the original series? It's Legacy of Kain Ascendance. I think that comes. I
Oh
think it came
yeah,
out,
is that
and it's a
a remake?
2D Metroid. No, it's a 2D Metroidvania. It's a new game in the
Oh.
series. And
Oh
it
yeah, I
has a
think
very cool, pixel art, and I think
Is it
I
out
remember them
now?
mentioning that.
it's either out now or maybe it's out Tuesday, and I'm a little early on this one.
Let's
It is
see
the 31st.
here.
So I'm sorry, it's out in a couple days. So never mind. We'll talk about it next week.
Dang it. Okay, all right,
But
we'll definitely talk about it
yeah,
next week.
I,
But it
I
does
think
look cool. I
I
just found the
was gonna
I
say
just found the
I think that'll
announcement
look fun.
trailer for it. It does look cool. Yeah, I like that art style. Yeah, we'll pull that up for next week. By the way, speaking of which, and I've already forgotten about it, but I don't want to forget about it. That Konami is making another Castlevania that looks incredible this year with the Dead Cells people from Motion Twin helping to make that thing. Like,
it's gonna be
dude,
the greatest Castlevania game ever made.
I'm so excited for that.
It's gonna be. I promise.
Oh
I promise it will
man,
be.
because Dead Cells,
the
to me, is still Dead Cells is still one of the best side-scrolling, not platformers, but action
Imagine a
games. Like, their
Castlevania
combat,
game that feels
beautiful.
like that exactly. Like, give me a Castlevania game that feels like.
I mean,
Dead
Motion
Cells,
Twin's
you
working
know?
on it, so I hope so, man. I hope it
Yeah,
delivers. So anyway, all right, guys. Speaking of side-scrolling action games, Shinobi Art of Vengeance is getting a free update and paid DLC, both arriving at the end of this coming week. So there'll be a free update for some folks. There's also paid DLC, which I believe I had it on the notes last time. I believe the paid DLC is more content, so you're going to get actually a new area and new outfits and all that kind of stuff to unlock. I think the free update is more quality of life type stuff, if I remember correctly. There might be some kind of mode they're adding for like a hard mode or something they're adding. So anyway, Shinobi, still one of the best games last year. Really, really good. So highly recommend that one for folks. Starfield is hitting PS5 on April 7th, and all of a sudden everyone's going to love it. It's going to be hilarious to watch.
If that happens, I will lose it. I will lose it. I'll have a total meltdown about this. So.
It's finally going to be good. It's finally going to be
good.
Yeah. Were we that mad that Xbox took, because that game was supposed to be a exclusive for PlayStation, and I feel like there is just a lot of like die-hard bad blood there.
There's a lot of that. You're not wrong at all. For sure there is. But it is funny that the pre-orders have been topping charts in many regions. Now I'm sure it's slowed down by now, but when it first went up, a lot of people on Sony's platform were pre-ordering it. So
I only played it on Game Pass, so I never owned it. So it's time for me to put my money where my mouth is and for the purchase. So.
Yeah. It is funny that Sony and Microsoft seem to be playing different games, just in terms of like business these days. Mm-hmm. Like they're in the same world, but they're just playing different games. So, I don't know. I'm not sure I totally understand it, and if one's correct compared to the other, it's just interesting.
I feel like they're both. I feel like I have qualms and tips of hats to both of them. So
yeah, me too.
That's how it should be, though, right? It shouldn't just be they're all doing the same thing, because then it's kind of like it is kind of like, well, what is even the point of there being different companies?
Yeah,
Let them both.
I think Microsoft monetarily is doing it right. Like they're just like, whatever, play our games anywhere. We don't care. I'm like, great. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I do wonder if they've already made back their Call of Duty money. You know what I mean? Like if they already made back their Activision money, even for as much as we have been crapping on Call of Duty for the last year, and rightfully so. Man, I just wonder how quickly they make that, because just Warzone alone has got to be just a cash cow, I would imagine, for them. But anyway, so Starfield hits not this coming week, but the next week. So April 7th, that arrives.
This game is game and everybody was wrong. Or this game's great and everyone's wrong. It's great. Everyone's wrong.
Starfield's a really good time. Sure. I think the DLC is fun. By the way, I shouldn't have just glossed over this. It's going to include their next and I think final planned DLC.
Yeah.
So that's going to be releasing on April 7th as well.
There was always the rumors that a 2.0 was coming out. Like, oh, they're going to apparently this update, but like Todd Howard or someone in the company was like, we're against that terminology because like it kind of like connotates that like what we did before was wrong. So this is like, like he's like, I didn't want to do that, and I'm like, man, that guy is really sticking to his guns. And I kind of like that.
Yeah,
he might be wrong, but he's gonna die on the hill of being wrong.
Yeah.
I do like that. So.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Try telling him he's
anyone's
just wrong. He'd be like, "No,
you're just
you're
wrong.
just
Yeah,
wrong," and he's
it
like,
just
"No,
works.
no."
So they're calling the update the free lanes update, which is going to add deeper space travel systems, a cruise mode, new points of interest, more ship customization. So if you want to call
Yeah.
that 2.0, I guess you could. It doesn't sound like they're overhauling like
Well,
the
what I meant by
combat or anything
2.0
like that.
is everyone's complaint was always the loading screens. This is loading screen the video game or whatever. And now you can like autopilot your way to plan. So if you want to just sit there for an hour while you go to your next place and like maybe a random event happens or you can craft while you do it, fucking knock yourselves out. You can do it now. So
I'll tell you what, I played this on the PC and loading times weren't a problem. You know what I mean? Like they were there, but they didn't like take away from my experience.
I would rather just load into the area or jump into the next area and not have to like fly aimlessly.
Not every game has to be No Man's Sky, where you are literally flying to a thing. And
not every game can be.
Yeah, that's right. True. Even the original No Man's Sky didn't know what it could be. You know what I mean? It had no idea.
Right.
It had no idea. But the DLC is called Terran Armada. That's the story expansion that focuses on combating a robotic army in the settled systems with new quests, locations, rewards. So that's the actual paid DLC that will be releasing on the 7th as well. So it's more than just coming to PS5. It's actually releasing new content across all platforms. But if you're a PS5 gamer, you're going to get the full experience available to you. I think you can buy the base game or a bigger version with all the DLC, I think. What was the first one? Shattered Space, right?
It's $50 for the base game, and I think $70 for everything. You get the whole thing, kit and caboodle. Yeah.
If you like Bethesda, like to me, like just forget about all the nonsense you're hearing. Like this is a really good space Bethesda game. It's very good.
That's what it is. It is a Bethesda game.
I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's very good. I really enjoyed it, and I thought the DLC was fun. Anyway, whatever. Me too. And I'm not even a big Bethesda guy. Like I'm not a diehard. I must play all Bethesda games person, but I had a really good time with both the main.
Which is crazy to me, because like that means you're the person that shouldn't like it. You know what I mean? And you're like,
I should be hating on it.
It sounds like it was the only Bethesda game you really stuck with too. So it's like it could even be your favorite of the bunch. You know, so
you might be right.
Yeah, don't let me put words in your mouth, but yeah, like I know you actually beat this one, so
I did. Yeah, I played this one all the way through. I actually really loved the motivation. We've talked about this before. The motivation to do a new game plus, and the kind of the way the story wraps up in the main game.
Now,
it's like now it's just so cool.
In this not 2.0 version, again, there's a lot of quality of life stuff. Instead of losing everything when you go through, now there's like quantum treasure chests that you can like dump your loadouts into. And when you go on the other side, it will be waiting for you in that quantum chest on the other side. Okay, that's
good.
Yeah.
That
so
was
a lot of
because I started New Game Plus and I was like, this is cool, but I have nothing, kind of.
Yeah,
so,
that sucks. I'm like, where's my shotgun that I shoot once and everybody in the room dies?
Where's the weapon I used? Where's the weapon I used for the last 10 hours and never let me down? Why'd you take it away from me? Yeah, totally. So there you go. More to the Starfield thing than just cross-platform. Now it is going to have a lot more content and some updates. That is very, very cool. All right, let's talk about Nintendo for a second. So they released another trailer for this Mario movie that's coming out, which, hey, say what you will about the Mario movies. I know I hear a lot of differing opinions about this out there, which is totally fine. You don't have to like it. I enjoyed it. My kids liked it. I thought the Mario movie was a good time. It made a lot of money too, so yeah. But I thought the Mario movie was actually quite fun. I've seen it a couple times, and I really enjoyed it. It wasn't. I'm not saying it was the best animated movie ever, but it was about as good of a rendition of a modern Mario that I'd want. I guess I can't think of.
I think you're in good company.
It's a fun movie. Dan,
that's
all it really needs.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah. Again, back to the whole story thing. Mario is like, what's the most story of Mario? The princess gets kidnapped.
I don't.
Right. I'll tell you what. It was one of the first times. Yeah, exactly. Well, it was one of the first times I wasn't like super annoyed at hearing Seth Rogen talk. I thought him as Donkey Kong actually ended up working just fine. I was kind of annoyed at it at first. I was like, why would they do that?
Just works.
Yeah,
but it was fine. It was fine. And of course, Jack Black as Bowser is just perfect, and I can't wait to see him in the next one too. The trailer already teased how it's going to be a good time yet again. So part of that trailer though showed a very beloved character from Nintendo of yore, and that is Star Fox. We haven't had not even just a good Star Fox game, but any Star Fox game in a long time. And I do not count the release of the previously unreleased Star Fox 2 on the Nintendo, Super Nintendo Switch shop. That doesn't count. Plus, that was garbage. It was kind of cool to have it as like a little historical piece, but I tried. I was like, it's not finished. Like awful. So anyway, there's a lot of reports coming out, and apparently some of them are from some of the more prominent leakers. In this case, it's is it Nate the Hate?
I think Nate
misspelled
the Hate,
maybe.
Nate the Hate sounds right.
I think
Nate the Hate.
Yeah, there's no like E that should be there for Nate, but whatever. We're gonna let it go. So anyway, he among several others are sharing that. Well, here's just what he says in his podcast. Star Fox is coming back in summer 2026. We're getting a new Star Fox game in the very near future. I've been told it's a classic style Star Fox game, and the visuals are supposed to be very good. I've heard it does have online multiplayer. So
by
take
classic,
it for what it's worth.
It means Dinosaur Planet, right? That's what he means.
That's clearly what he means.
Star Fox
Which, by the way,
Adventures.
I would play that too. But yeah,
I would too.
Totally...
Not my favorite, but I did play and beat that game. So
I did too on the GameCube.
I really
actually on my Wii, I played it. But yeah,
very fun game.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I'll take a classic one all day. Yeah, that's awesome.
So a Star Fox game could be on the horizon. It'd be interesting to see if that character being in the Mario movie is a main character. They already teased him, so it'd be a weird to like give away a cameo, and he's got nothing going on in the game. And it is Galaxy, right? So space travel would make sense.
Well, yeah, they're going to be in
Mario
space.
Galaxy.
It would make sense that he's in the movie. Like, it doesn't seem far-fetched at all.
I think it might end up just being a cameo, but they're banking on like we're going to pre-promote him, we're going to put him in the movie, so everyone's like, who's that cool Fox guy who's flying the X-wings? And then suddenly there's a new game coming out. Yeah. It feels so purposeful, all of it.
Well, it's going to be they actually they did it with the first one, Donkey Kong, right? I mean, they threw Donkey Kong in there. He's not the main focus, but he's in there. And then they released a new Mario Kart, right? And Donkey Kong had the new aesthetic, and then Donkey Kong Bonanza. So that kind of checks out.
It's all a marketing machine, Daniel. Right?
For our toys, just like in the 90s, Hasbro.
And I'm here to eat it all up.
Me too, baby. Yeah, who doesn't like?
Dude, I want a new Star Fox.
Yeah, same. I wanted Star Fox so bad. Star Fox is one of my favorite series ever. It is like the unsung hero to me. The way it's been treated is filthy, and Nintendo needs to figure it out.
Do a barrel roll.
Yeah, I know they're like, well, Star Fox hasn't sold in a long time. I'm like, y'all haven't made a good one in a long time. Like not a one that everyone wants. Like
was the Wii U was the last like big one, right?
Yeah, but like I don't, I think that was
wasn't that bad.
I don't remember it being.
Didn't people hate that game?
Yeah, so I think you need to make a good one, and suddenly your good thing is good again. Like it's not hard math.
Well, I hope that our old rabbit friend Peppy makes an appearance and tells Donkey Kong to do a barrel roll, and they make some kind of like cross game reference. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be some kind of
so bad.
I want there to be like
help Fox.
Falco. I want Falco to be all pissy as he usually is, but I want it to like go like really in depth. Like maybe he like leaves, right, and then he like joins the bad guys.
He's definitely the Raphael of his crew.
Yeah, the Raphael with Leonardo thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, he is. That's exactly it. You guys get me pumped for more Star Fox, man. I hope that happens. The other thing that doesn't really surprise me, part of this, these leaks, these rumors, I won't even call them leaks, but anyway, these seemingly trustworthy rumors. One is that a new 3D Mario game isn't slated to arrive until 2027. I didn't really expect one this year, although it would have been cool for them to announce this summer, hey, Mario Odyssey 2 or whatever it's going to be coming out this fall. That would have been cool, but I wasn't necessarily anticipating that was going to happen. I feel like those games take a while. We usually have a long wait between those 3D Mario games. And plus, that team maybe it's a different team, but that team just finished Bonanza last year. So
that was the team that did Odyssey. It was
the
team.
Need to
unless they do something else
how to get some more first-party games out. So I think by like doing Star Fox, which is probably an easier game to make. It's a level-based arcade, type of experience. Short, usually made for replayability. And then maybe this next piece of news that you're getting to, like I think that this is how you.
That could be a good
bolster the ranks, without there being.
That could be a good kind of like summary of the year, right? Because they got Yoshi coming out in May. They have a new Yoshi in the mystery book that's coming out in May. And if they do Star Fox, and if they do the other rumored game, which is potentially a Legend of Zelda remake, and that people are right now pointing to an Ocarina potentially remake, which to me feels like a huge undertaking.
That's so crazy. Crazy
that'd
if
be,
true.
yeah, that'd be something. Yeah,
I could see that, or if they wanted to go old, like, old pixel Zelda, like, before 3D, you do Zelda 2. Because I think Zelda 2 is like either beloved or hated, right? Like, there's no middle
It's
ground
both.
with
mostly
that
hated.
game.
Yeah, it's it's like there are people who are like, no, guys, this game is really good, and then there's the rest of us who are like, it's not good. Yeah,
It's not good. It's not a Zelda
So
game.
imagine,
It's
like,
a weird
if they
side-scrolling
remade that
game.
one,
Yeah.
that could be interesting.
maybe, yeah.
It would not get the
I
excitement, I don't think, as an
feel like if
Ocarina.
there
By the
is
way,
a remake
if they
of
did an
Ocarina,
Ocarina Mask, Majora's Mask combo remake of some kind, I think people would lose their minds if they somehow did that, where it's both of these games, or maybe a remaster. I don't know. Maybe it went on another remaster, I suppose. But boy, I don't even know what visual style they would use, because all I know of modern Zelda is Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And it'd be weird but cool to see Ocarina of Time in that visual style, as
unless
opposed
they
to
just
maybe
port the 3DS ones. Because I mean,
I think this will
maybe,
be more remaster than remake if they're doing Ocarina.
but I'm
of
saying,
Time.
like, that's what
I
those
think it
are, right?
stays. Yeah,
you're right.
yeah, kind of, yeah. But like you
Hey,
see
if they remaster, it could be both Majora's Mask. Because, which, by the way, I never did complete Majora's Mask. I played a lot of that game. I never did
Majora's
finish
Mask
that one.
is a nightmare
So good.
to play, but it is so good. Yeah, it's so good. There's a lot of times where you're like, I'm about to go fight the boss, and then like the moon resets, and you're like, no.
That's when I dropped off. I was like, this is getting annoying. Right.
Yeah. I don't like time mechanics, but that game is all vibes. But yeah, I do think that these will be more rematch. Like you see a lot of those trailers all the time where it's just like, I don't think this is what they're doing. But here's Ocarina of Time in Unreal 5. I think they just like take the game as it is, and they just put better graphics on it. They make the controls a little more intuitive, and you're just off to the races. This is not Final Fantasy VII remake. This is not a reimagining of Ocarina of Time. This
and
is
you
just
can't make it like Breath of the Wild. Like, those games are not even at their core the same at all. Like, they're just not the same game.
And I would want it brick for brick the same, so it takes the same time to run from the pond to the castle. Like just keep it the same. Better graphics, better controls. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. If they do try to open it up to a world the size of Tears of the Kingdom, you actually might get bored, because there's so fewer powers and things that you can do. Like, you're limited, so you kind of want the smaller, more encapsulated.
I don't think they would go necessarily that huge. That'd be because, like, you literally
that'd be too much.
Like the amount of stuff that's in the game, like, even if you're remaking it, you'd have to add like so much more game, because again, like, they're just different styles of games. But I mean, I could, what Kyle was saying with like Unreal, like pretty it up and then maybe just expand it a little bit, proportionally, just make the map kind of like a little more.
I would say the map size for its time, like, it was perfect. You know what I mean? I felt like it did kind of feel like a trek getting on your horse. I bet by today's standards,
it felt
not at all.
Yeah, it
but
felt like a big open world back then.
Kukuriki Forest all the way to the castle for that very first time. It's not far, but there's something that felt far about it. You know what I mean?
It felt big
because they did the manufacturer, like where the day and night cycle drops, and you always get stuck at night right outside of the castle that very first night. To fight all the skulltulas and everything like that. Like, I just
the skulls.
I don't know, man.
I
feel like you just keep everything the same and just pretty.
And you get to Gerudo Town, and that cool music kicks in. It's like, what is this?
And
that was really cool
too. Change it at all, or just a full orchestrated version of it. I'll take
dude, orchestrated.
Don't touch it.
Don't you.
And I want that water temple to be as annoying as ever. I want to make it more annoying.
I want them to completely remake the water temple. I'll be serious. Yeah.
That was pretty bad.
You know what you do?
You
take away the iron boots. You don't even get to use the iron boots. You have to just figure it out otherwise.
Make it.
I'm out.
Make it so the water temple's only like 2 levels. You just raise the level once or raise it down.
Dude, we were different types of gamers back then, man. They really wanted to teach us long suffering and perseverance.
Patience.
And it worked.
It's true.
Yep.
Anyway, it'll be interesting to see what Nintendo. I think Nintendo's got some big announcements up their sleeve for the rest of this year. Remains to be seen when those happen. Will they do a direct sometime in the next couple months? Will they do it around Summer Games Fest? Or they usually do their own timing. So Nintendo will maybe do like an April or May direct. Wouldn't surprise me to outline some of the 2026 games. We know 2027, it sounds like, if this rumor is true, could have a brand new Mario game. Definitely will have a brand new Pokemon, and it looks like a really impressive one. So 2027 is going to have some big things for Nintendo. Fire Emblem is this year? Did they already say that?
I thought so. Yeah, I thought they said last year.
All right, so if they end up delivering on this, if it's Yoshi, a new Star Fox arcade shooter type game, it doesn't have to be super in depth, right? Could just be a nice arcade fun shooter.
If it's like series. The scope of 64, I'd be totally happy with that.
That'd be amazing. So if they have Yoshi, Star Fox, Zelda remake, or even a remaster, and then Fire Emblem game, like that's a really strong rest of 2026 if that ends up being what Nintendo delivers. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We had Pokopia already. You know, that was a big hit. So it's like,
dude, Pokopia.
There are reasons to buy a Switch 2 right now, and maybe buy it now before the prices go up. So
I am actually totally sold on getting Pokopia. I just don't want to spend $70 on it. It just feels so steep to me. So I am gonna wait.
Yeah.
And again, I know when it goes on sale, it'll just go down to like 60.
I was gonna say,
but like,
it's probably not gonna be much.
Yeah.
But,
basically,
Pokemon games.
You basically save the tax,
but I do want to,
right? Really?
I do want to play it.
It's on sale for.
But
I think you'd like it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you'd like it.
Yeah, I do want to play it. I do remember when it was announced, I was like, this looks dumb. Who would ever play this?
And same here. I'm never going to buy this game. And I'm 25 hours into it. Guess who bought it?
Yeah, you are. You're loving it.
I knew
Dan, you playing it too? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Well, guys, I hope you already have your I hope you already have your PS5 out there because the PS5 console prices are being raised this coming week by $100 for every iteration. That means the PS5 Pro is about to cost $900 for a PS5 Pro.
Oof.
So.
Oof.
I wanted to get a PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm not going to make it in by the buzzer, so I'm just not going to get
$1,000 for my 30th anniversary edition one with the extra controller.
That was $999.
Bells and whistle. I mean, but it was nice.
Yeah, bells and whistles, you know? Yeah, and now it's just $900 just the console.
Just $900 for the regular one.
So
yeah, super cool.
PS6 is 1,000% gonna be like a $1,300 or $1,400 like machine, right?
It's gotta be.
That's kind of where we're at now.
Things don't change in the world. Yes.
And by the way, if we rewind back to the PS4 at the year that we're at now in the PS5, you could get PS4s for $200. They went down $100 by this time.
That's right.
Sure.
Sometimes more than that, you know. So now, there's just we don't live in that world anymore. It's just
nope.
And it's not just tariffs. I know there's like the chip shortage and
the shortages,
minerals, more mineral shortages.
It is
like that.
because I was looking into this a little bit this week.
Yeah,
there is apps, and as much as I'd like to point to one thing, there's just not. It's just such a huge collection of reasons for this. We've seen the prices go up with Nintendo, Microsoft, and now Sony. And they are all based in different countries, so it's not as if it's like happening in one country to one country. It's so many different issues at play. It seemed like it all started around COVID time as things were getting wild, but then it feels like it just hasn't gotten better. I always thought things would get better after the crazy COVIDness, but then it
minerals just don't appear. That's the thing about minerals. They just don't
right.
You know, unless we find a new mineral reserve, like it's not like they grow back overnight. So
sure.
Yeah. This might be it.
But I will tell you this: whatever future political candidates want to run on, I'm going to lower your video game console prices. Like, I'll be paying attention to them. You know, I'll be like, what are you going to do? How are you going to do that?
Hello.
How low are we talking?
We got to start mining all them meteors out there. You know, just
that's what I'm saying. We got to go to space and start stripping asteroids of their depleting asteroids. You know.
Yeah.
I played Jump Space. I know how this works.
See, you get it too.
Exactly how it works.
All right, have you guys heard of this new game, this Artificial Detective?
Yeah, wasn't it on?
I saw
wasn't it on? It was a trailer.
The Xbox thing.
Yeah, Xbox. There you go. Yeah.
Yes, let me pull it up here real quick. Oops.
I saw a snippet of it. Looked interesting.
All right, so this is from the folks. It's from some veterans from the teams behind Control and behind Dead Space, and they have formed a new studio called Vivix. I'm not sure how to say it. Vivix, and this is their first game, and it's called Artificial Detective. And let me see if I can get the write up because I was reading about it. Let me just get the official write up for it real quick. All right, so it puts you on the case of solving humanity's disappearance. Oh, where did it go? And I just lost it. I guess that's the quick summary of it. Humanity's disappeared. It's the year 2846. A robot detective's recently awakened to a futuristic city now dominated by rogue machines, and humanity seemingly vanished long ago, and you're trying to figure out what the heck happened. So it's got some style.
There's that little
it's got a
girl
cool idea.
right there.
I like it.
She's probably
What's the deal with that little?
Yeah. What's the deal? So
forgot about that.
this is all cinematic. I don't think we saw anything but cinematic. I don't think. Maybe this looks a little gameplay.
That's gameplay. That's gameplay.
I don't know. I'm kind of in. This looks cool. So Control and Dead Space, interesting combo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching the Kyle Bossman, his last thing he released, and he was talking about this, and interjecting his jokes as he does. But it does look interesting. I think it looks cool. So.
Also announced coming out this fall is Minecraft Dungeons 2. It's going to hit all platforms. I know that two of my kids in particular who spent a lot of time with the first game, they love those games. It's like Diablo for kids, but with Minecraft, and there's just
I didn't even know they were making
tons of loot.
Gotta hook them early.
It's one of those games that like all the different classes, and you have tons of loot you can find, and it's really easy to just keep pumping out extra DLC and content for games like that. The first one got a ton of it. So yeah, Minecraft Dungeons 2 coming out this fall. Also, speaking of Hades, we mentioned that earlier. Hades 2 is going to come to PlayStation and Xbox in April. So that's pretty cool that it's going to be on all platforms now. Currently just on the Switch 2 and on PC. It'll be on everything. Amazing game that I need to spend more time with, that has an absolutely stellar soundtrack and just plays wonderfully. So I need to play that game
more. Tier. It's the video game for sure.
It's so good. It's so good. Mugenics, one of the highest reviewed games of 2026, is being teased by developers as coming to Switch 2 and PS5. They did some teasing with potentially putting it out on those two consoles. Mugenics is a weird, creative, cool little game. I do like it. I didn't spend a ton of time with it. I kind of bounced off to other stuff. But yeah, if you liked Into the Breach, those kind of like roguelike tactics games, really short tactics battles, it's different than, a lot of times you hear tactics and you think, I don't have an hour and a half per battle to spend on this right now. And that's fair. A lot of those games do take that amount of time. And if you lose one character, then you have to start all over or whatever. This is not really that. The idea here is you're churning through these cats and you're breeding new ones, and you're like, I don't know, you're taking them on these runs as far as you can go, unlock a bunch of stuff, and then do it again. So it's more of that type experience. And it's all very kind of dark, but yeah.
Well, I mean, you're churning out cats,
then,
yes.
yeah, who doesn't like that? All right, last but not least, Square Enix has topped Metacritic's annual publisher rankings for the first time ever. So every year they put out the publishers that have basically the best scores across the whole year, and Square had 9 what they would call very good games according to the Metacritic. Again, this is all Metacritic scores, so take it with a grain of salt. Mostly re-releases, but that's okay. They still count towards your Metacritic publisher ranking. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out on PC last year, got a Metacritic score of 90. And then you had other games like Final Fantasy Tactics, The Evilest Chronicles, you had Dragon Quest 1 and 2, HD 2D, you had Octopath Traveler 0, and others, and they all scored well above 80. So, yeah.
For Square, still not good enough.
Good job, Square. Still not good enough. They were hoping to be first every year. Yeah.
Every one of those need to sell 14 million or more.
That's right. That's right.
At least.
That's it. So those are most of the headlines that I'm aware of. I know there were some, layoffs at Epic Games with stuff like Fortnite and things like that, but I don't really have any insights for you for that outside of I don't know. Sometimes companies grow too big for their britches, and this is.
Did you see what Tim Sweeney said?
So,
the CEO or whatever he is.
I didn't.
Some typical dumb suit nonsense.
I was waiting for the quote.
I thought you were gonna quote me. Yeah,
I can pull it up.
Some dumb piece of shit thing to say.
Some dumb.
Fucking stupid Tim Sweeney.
I will say that
more like Tim Weenie, am I right? Tiny ass little weenie.
Nailed it.
But I did look into this more. This I'm pretty sure this company made like $6 billion last year or something like that. That wasn't enough. $6 billion with
it's
a
never
B.
enough, Kyle. It's never enough.
That wasn't enough.
So yeah, I looked at that too, Kyle, because I thought like the way it read almost sounded like they took a loss, and I was like, that's crazy. But then it looks like no, they just didn't take as much of a profit as the year before. So that's what the loss was. And it's like, okay. At our core, as a culture, as a society, we need to stop looking at that as a loss. That's insane. Like
exponential growth is a myth. It's not a sustainable goal.
I agree. Anyway,
whatever.
But I feel like that happens every week. There's some kind of new news about something like this. What did Tim Sweeney say?
What is this?
So he said so this was a tweet that he put out. In the coming days, employers will see a stream of resumes of once in a lifetime quality folks. An important thing to understand is that Epic never lowered our hiring standards as we grew, and the layoff wasn't a performance-based right sizing, as companies call it nowadays. It's wait, I didn't realize there was more. Hold on one second. Wait for the rest of the grossness. Or was it? It's a sound bet that anyone with Epic Games on their resume is in the top few percent of their discipline. So he's spinning it as like, hey, we had to lay 1,000 people off, but don't worry, now going to be out there looking for jobs. You can scoop them up. They're really
welcome,
talented.
Game industry.
Like,
because everyone's hiring right now. They're definitely not firing. You know, like,
I mean, I'll play the devil's advocate here. Like, at least he did something, even if it feels empty and fake and annoying. Like, he did something to try to help them, I guess.
Sure. You know what? I don't know. Not my favorite Sweeney right now. Not my favorite.
I need you to take your corporate suit off, all right, and put on your normal suit.
Okay, if he had said nothing, though, what's better, saying nothing or doing that? You think saying nothing's better, just being quiet?
Yeah, in this case, nothing, because
I think
what
saying
he said was
something
stupid.
Completely gross and out of pocket like that.
Okay, that's fair.
You're welcome.
That's
you're gonna
fair.
have so many people.
Yeah.
That you can
all right,
hire
that's a good
now.
point.
Yeah,
we're so.
Yeah, you're right. They're you welcome posture.
There's such great employees. We let them go for you. You know,
it's like breaking up with a chick and be like, listen, babe, like you're
welcome, boyfriends out there.
Like you've learned so much being in this relationship, so now you're gonna go out there. You're gonna be the best girlfriend for somebody else.
So it'd be like the ex-boyfriend who did the dumping, posting, "Hello world, you're welcome for putting her back on the market for the rest of the year."
Yeah,
you got a good one.
I really trained her up good.
I see what you're saying.
She's gonna be a good.
I see what you're saying.
She's gonna be good for you.
All right.
You know?
All right. I'm. That's pretty bad.
I'd rather you just shut up if you're the CEO of a company that's making a $6 billion a year.
What I need from them is if they are gonna say something, just be like, listen, we're pieces of shit. All right. We're gonna be honest. We're pieces of shit, and we're sorry, and that's it. Just either say nothing or just be like, this is what we do, because corporate, capitalism and all that stuff at this point has like snowballed into this super high, dense grossness, and we're all just, the world's gonna explode and we're all gonna be dead in like 20 years.
So Epic Games has approximately 4,000 employees. When you fire 1,000 of them, that's a fourth of their entire. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a little. You know what I mean? I know when you're like, it's 1,000 employees, but they're a big company. It's like, they are a big company, but it's
a fourth.
It's still
I think we're accustomed to like the Microsoft layoffs where a few thousand is like a 2% or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is different.
Yeah, no, this is different. You know, they they are a big company, but they're lean still in terms of big companies. So
yeah, interesting.
Anyways, yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things too where I care about the people who got let go. I don't really care about Fortnite, so it's one of those pieces of news that I see and I don't really dwell on too much. But it does suck for those who now have.
Well, and they tricked the whole industry into using their engine. Like everyone's using Unreal 5, and and the engine's fine. You know what I mean? But
it's a little messy.
It's a little janky. Yeah, it's a little some work to be done. You tricked everybody into adopting this thing, and like it's still not enough. You guys are still not making enough money. Like it just, I guess maybe the legal battles maybe had something to do with this too. I know they were in like constant legal battles with Apple to have their like games on the Apple store, and they even said like a couple years ago. They even said a couple years ago, he's like, I will spend as much money as I can to win this. I believe the same Sweeney CEO.
That's wild. So, what a crazy statement.
So he spent so much money that he had to fire 1,000 people, apparently. So.
Yeah, it does make you.
Well, there's also that Roblox mode that I mentioned. There's like Roblox mode where you can create like your own. So I guess like they built into this whole thing where you build your own like levels and stuff now, and like you can. It's wicked gross. You can put like microtransactions in there in your world, and like people can go in there and buy stuff just for your. So it's like, so I think it's a part of like what's been going on recently is them needing to carve out some of their like, money for like that too. Yeah, which I think is taking away from.
Didn't Epic also like move like the Rock Band developer into like developing something in the Fortnite universe that was like Rock Band adjacent, and then they just canceled and closed down that whole service and pretty much fired all those guys. So it's like you killed Rock Band again. Like
you guys stink.
How you guys suck? Like I had to watch you kill Rock Band twice. Like, that's nuts.
Hey, we're getting that one Guitar Hero spiritual successor. So at least it's that.
That's true.
It's true. Hey, maybe they're hiring.
And hey, I'd like to just go on. I'd like to go on record and just say that Roblox is one of the worst things ever, and that platform should go away. And it's horrific.
I didn't realize how awful it is
awful.
until somebody explained it to me like a few weeks ago.
To
not to sidetrack, it is what I do for my job is going after companies like Roblox, and they're one of the worst ones. Now they made a lot of changes. We're testing a lot of those out, but man, Roblox is a horrific place. The fact that they were known for the last 10 years as and I'm not exaggerating, a predator's paradise or a predator's playground tells you everything you need to know about that.
I wasn't even referring to that, but that obviously is way worse. That's like that's a
imagine
issue.
like you're still willing to play.
Oh, but there's other things too. There's like the gambling addict part. There's you can create, like you'd mentioned, Dan, you can create all your currencies underneath there. You can create subscriptions. You can create all these
currencies
addictive
only
things
work
that are
for that one thing.
That's right, for that one game. And you have to buy Robux to get those currencies. So there's like multiple levels that separate you from the credit card that you probably got from your parents, and it gets gross real fast. And that's just the financial part. There's a lot of other stuff in there too. So Roblox can go kick rocks. I hope that they go away. Anyway,
teach your kids to play real games.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And my kids do, by the way. They do play a lot of real games. They're playing a lot of
right
now. It's Terraria is the big one.
You're raising them right.
Good. That's a real video game. Yeah.
My kids are playing a lot of Terraria right now. Terraria is a big one. So
that's awesome.
Anyway,
Terraria rocks.
Speaking of other stuff that's being played, the main other one I'm playing, because I haven't had a lot of gaming time this week. I feel like that's a regular theme this year. Is I'll go a few weeks in a row of just crazy life, being busy, and then I'll get to play a ton, and I'll play through like Requiem or something like that. But this week, actually last week, I got to play a lot of the retro rewind game. That was great. Got to play some Crimson Desert, although this week, it's probably been about 4 days now since I played it. I really want to get back to it. But I did get to play a little bit of TCG Card Shop Simulator, which is on Game Pass right now, at Kyle's very strong recommendation. I'm in simulating. Not for super long, but I got to play it for a little while, and it is exactly what I thought it would be. It's super fun. That little dopamine hit when you unlock a pack and get like a nice expensive card. There are some cool mods for it on the PC version that I have not played around with yet.
Oh.
Apparently you can actually make it a full-on Pokemon game, things like that. Like you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with mods. But at its core, it's a very fun little shop simulator with all the things you would want in a shop. And there's definitely ways to cheese it. Like you can do what the game wants you to do and have a wide variety of items and like tables where they can come play games. And you're just not going to make a ton of money really fast. It's going to be a very slow burn to build up that shop. Or, and I tried this and it really does work, you can focus on like one product with the highest like profit to it and just stock your shelves with that and nothing else. And you rake in so much money.
Yeah. So
put it right by the entrance.
Get out quick.
And you don't give them any tables to play at. You're just selling one item on all your shelves. And you make so much money.
They only buy that one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some funny stuff like that, that they have. Apparently, the long-term goal of this game, when it gets out of early access, is they are going to make the actual card game playable, which is cool because the cards are well designed. They look very, very much like Pokemon or anything, any of those kind of trading card games you'd expect. So, but the feeling of opening a pack and you get that one shiny foil version of something and it says it's worth like $2,000, it's just such a good feeling, when you get the one
and it's not
and you
real.
add to your collection.
How did they do that? How did they make you feel like it's real?
You're like, that's just chemicals in our brain, Kyle. Just chemicals.
By the way, in real life, when you have the card, it's also not even that real. It's still just a card.
Right.
Like, we feel
none of it's
a piece
real,
of paper.
Guys. Yeah.
Just a little piece
Watch
of paper.
The Matrix.
Yeah, but that's the only other thing I've been playing. What about you, Dan? Anything else you're playing besides some Crimson Desert?
So Tim, I don't know if you had caught any of what Kyle and I discussed, but I was playing a game that's a knockoff of Schedule 1 that's only on or I don't know if it's only on the PS5, might be on the Xbox too. Trippy Trader. So not only
you did mention this one,
not only did I finish it, Kyle, I platinumed it.
Get out of here!
Gosh,
it's not a hard platinum. You just play the game naturally, and you basically end up getting the platinum. So I have a platinum in Trippy Trader.
Nice.
So yeah,
congratulations for your work.
It's my first platinum in a while, to be honest.
I don't think I
that
have
is
one
so
yet.
funny.
I forget if I even have
it.
But
it was fun. It was fun while it lasted. So, my wife became she became very when she was watching me play it, and there's like the homeless people that are like hobbling around, and she was very endeared towards a Donald, homeless guy Donald, and when I'd give him drugs, he would just start hauling ass, just full on sprint.
Good
You
old
know, and I
Donald.
chase after him, and he'd like, you know, turn sharply and just like, "Where you going, Donald?" And then he starts hobbling because then the high wears off, you know. So then he starts
By the
hobbling.
way, apparently it
again,
is
so-
on the Switch as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, there you go.
It's on Switch. It's
yeah,
only
Trick or Treater.
$8.
Yeah, well, that's what it was. It was on sale. It was even
It's on
cheaper
sale
than
for
that when
$8,
I nabbed it. Yeah.
Nice.
So just a fun, dumb little thing. But
Love
yeah,
that
besides
kind of
that, I finished that, and then obviously Crimson Desert came out, so I've been playing mostly that. There's been a couple things I've been watching, but I forgot to jot them down, so I'll save that for next
Okay.
time. But I watched a really cool like sci-fi, like I would say it's sci-fi. It was like a not totally horror, but like horror, like suspense, like sci-fi movie. It was really cool. I can't remember what the hell it was called off the top of my head. I'll have to look it up. But I think Kyle, you would dig it. It was pretty interesting.
Okay.
It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, throw in the chat once you remember what it is. I want to hear what this is too.
Yeah.
Well, Kyle, I know you've been spending a lot of time with Crimson Desert. Sounds like maybe some Pocopia as well.
Oh, yes.
Maybe.
I forgot about Pocopia.
Dan,
I
you
did end
playing
up buying
Pocopia?
it. I did buy because I had told Kyle, I was like, I'm definitely gonna play it on my week off. I bought it because my wife, her birthday was this past week.
And you played it,
like
or just bought it so far?
No, I had it. Yeah, we've been playing it. Like I had it ready to go.
Okay.
Like that morning, I was like, "Oh, happy birthday!" And I like handed her the Switch, and I was like, "Pocopia," and we.
And you take it right back.
Like,
you're like, but I'm first, so.
Yeah, and then I'll give it back. Dude, that game is just so fun. Like, I mean, obviously the Pokemon, you know, like property carries a lot of that, but also like mechanically, it's just better than Animal Crossing. Like, it's just
it
more
really is
fun. It's more like streamlined. You get around quicker. Like Animal Crossing's really charming and cute, and there's like a lot of really cool stuff you can do in it, but it just feels so rigid. It's so rigid. And this isn't. Like it's like Minecraft. It's just kind of like everything's basically breakable and whatever, and you just kind of like, you know, very quickly and you know, effortlessly mold it to how you want it to be. So it's really fun.
There's a coherency to it too, where you're like, I just get how this game works. Like I get it.
Yeah.
And like you'd think you're like, oh my god, how am I gonna know when to flood an area and do that? Like it seems like there's too many mechanics.
Yeah.
And there never is. It's perfect.
No.
And I will say that a little Charmander ran up to me, and he said, and I quote, "I threw up with an F. I threw up," and I'm just like, "Game of the year." We're really cooking.
You know
now,
what,
guys.
Kyle? I take your Charmander and I'll raise you a Magikarp that's like, "Yo, what's up? I'm Magikarp." He just says yo a lot. He's like, "Yo, what's up?" It's like, dude, you're a Magikarp. What are you doing? Like, what is happening? And he flops around everywhere on his side. Like he's on his side and he's like flopping around.
Yeah, you make a camp for him like on the edge of the water, and he'll like jump up on the like land and like lay there all the time. I'm like, you okay, dude? Yeah.
Dude, he's roaming around. I repaired the Poke Center. I repaired the Poke Center and I recruited him as part of the repair crew. And he's just he flopped all the way to the Poke Center, and he was part of the rebuilding the Poke Center. Somehow he has no arms or legs, but you know.
Sure. Right.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
Well, good. So you're both playing that, right? You're both spending some time with that.
Yes. Highly recommend it.
Okay.
Highly
it's
recommend.
Just Pocopia and Crimson Desert for me, so we can end on the Pocopia remark. But I think that game is.
It's very charming.
What a nice cozy game.
Yeah, it is like the coziest game, you know.
And by the way, it's sitting at the top. It's sitting at the top of OpenCritic for games this year. By the way, past things like Neogenics, Resident Evil, Karn, a bunch of others, Neo 3. It's above all those right now.
Dude, I'm excited to see the analytics of how many people went out and bought Switch 2s to play this game.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
Pokemon, well, you know, it's kind of popular, so it's a little popular.
Have they put out sales numbers on Pocopia yet?
I don't know. Nintendo's always weird about sales numbers, so I don't know if we'll ever know.
According
to of course we'll know, but I don't know. They're always
it says it sold 2.2 million units in its first 4 days.
And that's usually only physical, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't think Nintendo reports digital sales. I could be wrong about that. Oh, really? Though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that sounds like... I know they're weird about their sales numbers, so...
And that was almost 3 weeks ago when that was announced, so...
If there's like
There you
11 to 14 million units out there, and you're talking 2 point whatever, I mean that's a huge chunk of people who own Switch 2s.
It's probably like
now.
it's probably like 75%.
And again, if that's just, yeah, I imagine there's more people who bought it digitally that it's not accounting for. So that's,
Yeah,
it's incredible. Pokemon's real.
Pokopia. All right. Well, we'll end on that
Really,
note.
damn
Thank you all for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good week. Bye.